Hi, welcome back to.
Welcome back to.
That's the name of the podcast.
That's the.
You're here.
We said it twice because it's the truth.
Name so good you had to say it twice. That's what they say.
That's our Yelp review, our one and only Yelp review. Follow us on Yelp.
I don't know why we're on there, frankly. I feel like we're not getting a lot of traction.
Nothing at all. We are not popping off on
Yelp.
Yelp.
Isn't the social media
we put all our
craze
eggs,
that they thought it would be.
We put all our eggs in one basket, and unfortunately that basket was Yelp.
Did I tell you? I think I might have mentioned this already, but one day I was on Yelp, and I noticed that, you can, see your friends' reviews. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Because if you sign up with Facebook, you can just look at your Facebook friends and see their Yelp reviews. And so I spent a day looking through. In fact, this is a perfect opportunity to read one without someone's consent, because
if you read,
it's a good friend of ours.
I have to guess who it is. I think that'd be fun.
Okay. Oh, I'm so glad you stopped me, because I was literally about to just
that nobody will know.
No, I mean, there's game. They're Yelp reviews. They're not like bits. They're actually reviews.
I know, but for people in our life.
I just think it's funny. Hold on. Give me a second. How do I look at... I wasn't so prepared. Brands.
Hey, that's what you get. You get what you pay for here. And at this here pod.
I'm like, should I say some of these?
I have a bellyache. Feel bad? You posted a public Yelp review on the internet.
Fair enough. I just want to throw in that because then you'll know it's not him. I can't say that.
That's already, you've already told me too much.
What?
And now I know it's not him.
Shut the fuck up. Okay. 1-star review.
Okay.
From August 2017.
All right.
Outrageously rude man at the front desk hung up on me while I tried to book a room. I asked for 2 beds and a rollaway, and he said it's $124 for 2 people, and it was $10 for each additional. Okay, sure. Then, while trying to understand the process and what it would cost for 5 people, he quickly stated that you can't have 5 people in a room. With his very heavy accent, he said, "I can't trust you anymore," and hung up on me.
I can't trust you anymore.
I was honestly just trying to find the proper solution, but this moron lost his patience and our business. Okay.
And our business.
1-star review.
Oh.
I'll tell you, this guy doesn't do a ton of reviews.
This guy.
But
God, who could it be?
That's his worst one. He didn't care for that experience.
How close?
And yeah, it's a man. You can have that.
How close are we?
I'm sorry?
How close are we?
He's a good
proximity.
Friend. He's a good friend. That's too easy. I'm not telling you how close we are.
Don't.
You know where they all live, and then they're pretty clearly spread out.
I mean, I want to say Tim, but I don't. There are things that make me think it's not Tim, and then there are things that
that's fun. I want to hear what you think.
The and our business, the okay sure is very Tim.
Yeah.
The and our business is not very Tim.
Okay. So then, who would you think?
I'm gonna go with Tim.
It's Tim. That's a lot of these other ones I'm not comfortable reading because I feel like
that's fine. We stewed on Tim. Time to move on.
But I will say that my mom was on Yelp, and she was like looking at a bar, and she's like, "This guy's familiar. He kind of looks like Matt."
No.
And it was Matt. And we don't, Mom and I, she doesn't have Facebook, so there's no way for her to be connected to him. Completely random. He's just like the top review of this place.
Okay. And what is...
And it's just a review of him giving the most obnoxious, glowing review of this bar and about how awesome the waitress is. And I can picture the whole night he had that led to him writing a 3-paragraph Yelp review about how she's the best server in the world.
We're gonna let's get him on the podcast.
Yeah,
and have him read that.
I want to have
and
him explain
that,
himself.
Yeah.
I feel like I know what it is.
This is the same boy that's basalted his own wound in front of him.
Oh my God, we were talking to him on FaceTime, and he just has this giant gash in his leg from, I don't know, some
softball,
sport, right?
sliding in softball with gym shorts on.
Like a dumbass. And then he's home. He gets home while he's in the car with us, FaceTiming us. Gets home and I say, oh well, should rub some salt in it because of the old adage, pour some salt on that wound. I guess it works. It does something.
It hurts is what it does.
I mean, why is it a phrase though? It must do something.
Salt the wound.
Yeah, it must
still
stop.
is equivalent to kicking someone while they're down. That's what salting the wound is.
But why would that have ever come up? Is what
because it hurts.
So some jackass did take salt and go, let's see what this feels like.
And that jackass was Matt.
Yeah, and we had to watch him.
Oh,
it was awful.
It was painful to watch. Ugh. And it was one of those twisty salts, and he gave it a good 4 or 5 twists.
Yeah, it's just a grinder. Oh, that's so funny.
And God, he got in the shower, and he was in the middle of a sentence, and he just
his phone died, I think.
Yeah.
That's fucking.
And
that's so
I
much
thought
funnier.
he slipped and fell, and that was it for Matt.
Salty and drowned
in his own blood
from his leg. His little leg gash just starts oozing. That salt really started. It's like when you salt the pasta, it's gonna get it boiling.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's a blood thinner. So how you been, Julian? I haven't seen you in a good little bit.
I've been okay since we last spoke, at least for the podcast. So in person, really. That was just before I started my new job.
Mm-hmm. And you've been doing that for a couple weeks.
2 weeks in, and boy, are my arms tired. They're very tired. It's actually a lot of physical labor. It's not like heavy lifting most of the time. Mm-hmm. So I work at Target. I work overnight. Mm-hmm. I work on what's called the remodel team. The remodel team. I hope I don't get Target in trouble for this when I say job sucks a little bit. But
I wouldn't worry about Target.
For who?
Huh?
Then who?
You.
Oh.
Nobody listens to this fucking podcast.
So
Hey, listen,
well,
Target.
We're rich and famous, and they go back to episode 7.
Listen, Target, if you're listening, fuck you.
Oh, man. Didn't know you had such a strong feeling about Target.
I have to say to you, Target. More like get out of here.
I mean, honestly, though, with the conditions I'm working in, yeah, fuck you, Target. Honestly. So what's happening is they're remodeling the store. It's a very old store. Okay. It's one of the oldest ones in Arizona. And we're there overnight to essentially just rearrange the store. Eventually what they'll be doing is like tearing up whole aisles or whole sections. So all that stuff has to get put somewhere else. Okay. And that's what we'll be doing overnight.
You got to move. That's okay.
But what we're doing for now is just a lot of slowly orienting the store into the way that it's going to look once it's set. So putting a lot of the shelves the right way and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So literally most of my job is moving this section of toys 2 feet over to this section of toys. So that involves taking everything down, looking at a planogram to figure out where all the pegs and shelves go, reordering it, then putting that stuff over there and putting that stuff over there. And it's just it's mind-numbing. Like you get a lot done, so by the end of the day you're like, shit, I did a lot of stuff today. But it's all dumb. So it's just like if anyone were to walk in, no one would be like, holy shit, what did you guys do in here? It's like, it looks exactly the same as when you left. You just can't tell. We flipped. This one's on the left now. You see the one on the right is different.
I don't know. I don't like it. Can you move it back?
Oh, my God. That first day we did it, that's what happened. We undid a whole thing, and then my boss was just like, oh, fuck. He's like,
He comes in, you're just putting the last toy on the top shelf.
There was an error and just...
shit.
To be fair, he was like, this sucks. He's like, I'm going to give you something new to do because there's a bunch to do anyway, and I'll put it back up.
Oh, okay.
So that was nice.
Yes.
But when we heard that, we were just like, fuck. And I got to tell you about some of my coworkers because they're a bunch of real dum-dums, and the world needs to know. Let's start with a girl. We're going to call her...
Jaundice.
We're going to call her Caitlin. And she cannot keep an opinion to herself. She has a very dry wit about her, which is just that she hates everything. And boy, is that inconvenient.
Sounds like she'd fit right in.
She's a living eye roll. That's what it is. She's literally just perpetually
She's
rolling
the emoji.
her eyes. Yes. She'll complain about anything and everything that goes wrong in the day. Like, when we did that, she was like, because my boss left for probably 30 minutes trying to figure out what was wrong. But I kept working because I was like, there's a chance that we do need to keep doing this. And I'd rather just have something to do. She just sat there on the floor, crisscross on the floor, and said, I'm not doing anything until I know for sure that we have to. Because what if we don't? And I was like, yeah, but what else are you doing?
Well, did you ever consider that maybe you don't?
She stumped
Giulian?
me. She stumped me.
Yeah, I
And we
rocking a hard rock.
next thing I know, I'm fired. I don't know what.
I'm stuck between a rock and a slightly harder rock.
Two rocks.
One of them.
One.
You don't want to. I don't even want to talk about that rock. The other rock. You know what? I don't want to talk about either rocks right now.
The other rock is somehow worse, and it's not the rock you're thinking. So anyway, she sits down and just watches me continue to work for 30 minutes and just doesn't participate.
Ooh,
And I was just like, oh,
treat.
This is fun. We're having fun.
I like Kate.
We're getting along.
I like this.
And another example was one time they had to move a shelf pretty much over one for one, like everything stayed the same. And they finally got it all set, and it just didn't look right. Like they were like, there's something about it. It doesn't look the same. What did we do wrong? You know what I mean? And she was like, I told you guys should have taken a picture. And they were like, no, we'll figure it out. We'll just look at the thing. And they kept working on it. And eventually they were just like, fuck. I can't figure this out. And they looked at her, and he said, hey, we should have taken a picture. And she goes, yeah, well, maybe if you guys had listened to me, you would have taken a picture.
Oh,
and it was like he just said.
Oh, jaundice.
She's such a jaundice. Oh, jaundice.
Jaundice, you fucking,
you know what I mean? Like
scamp.
She couldn't just accept that like she was right. She would not. Everyone did like look at her and go, "You were so right." Oh my god. Oh, she's the worst. Now I want to point out that the reason this job sucks, the real reason this job sucks, is because what they're actually doing is they're tearing out the old tile on the floor. That tile is so old that it's sealed with asbestos.
Oh.
Now, I don't know if you know anything about asbestos, but asbestos is dormant when it's just packed underneath material. But when it's torn up,
when you touch
it is airborne and is now carcinogenic.
Uh-huh.
So what they have to do is essentially wet everything so that when they tear it up, it doesn't release into the air. It's wet, right?
Uh-huh.
And then it's got to be sealed off.
But as a result of that, everything tends to get a little wet.
Let me get to that. Because they seal off the room in like this, like hazmat little tent.
Okay.
And then there's a big tube that leads out of the building.
Style.
Yes. Leads out of the building to vent the air out. There's like an air pump. That all sounds very professional. What's actually happening is a bunch of assholes are just coming in with their equipment and just constantly fucking up. I have a video of a man trying to work next to me, and he's trying to... All the tent is PVC pipe with like trash bags and duct tape.
Okay.
It's the bare minimum form of safety you could imagine. And there's a video I have of him trying to keep it held down against the ground while they're working, because it's just kind of loose bouncing around.
Let's cut to a clip.
I have a clip.
I know, we probably shouldn't put the video in there. Oh my goodness. He's just on all fours, just sprawled out like he looks like he's trying to plug holes in a sinking ship.
And I'm right there on the other side of that sinking ship. So,
You're in
or
the
I'm
water.
in the ship, really. I'm in danger.
Oh,
so
no.
From what I can tell, they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing at all. I haven't seen them use anything that wets the ground. I don't know what they're doing. But there's also been several times where I've walked by and their like makeshift door is just wide open. And one of them's just standing out there on his phone. And I'm just like, are we right now?
Oh, wow.
So anyway, I might die in a few years. I get it, like 30 or 40, though.
I mean, that's all I'm trying to get to anyways.
I'm not too worried about it. But it does suck, right?
It does.
And I'm sure I signed something when I started working that was just
and
like,
you can't do a damn thing about it.
I'm not going to sue.
And there's going to
I'm
be
just
a
gonna
class
die in my
action
sleep.
in 30 years, and you're going to
You can
see
usually
ads
get in
for it
on
on the television.
Yeah.
And
I
you're
hope
going to be
I
like,
can get on.
oh, I wonder if
I want my
I
slice.
qualify. And I'll tell you what, you're never going to look up. You're never going to go on that website that ad told you about to see if you qualify.
Well, if I have mesothelioma, I might look into it.
God, that man.
That's what it is, but that's asbestos. That's mesothelioma.
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh, that's why.
Well,
That's how I'm doing.
that's great, man. I'm happy for you. You have one more job than I do.
Sure, and it pays well.
That's good. Yeah, I'd imagine
it pays,
they're killing you.
An extra $3 above minimum wage.
That's great. I
So-
mean, it's an
Above
asbestos-ridden
this state's minimum wage, to
and-
be honest.
overnight. So
Yeah. It's $1 more than the day crew, but I did the day crew once as like a favor.
mm-hmm.
So fucking easy compared to what we do.
Really?
So much easier. The thing is that there's customers walking around, so they kind of hinder what you can do, and they're always going to stop you and bother you.
Mm-hmm. But that's
the nice thing
godsend.
about being overnight, dude, is there's no one. So there's no customers to deal with. I can
Wait,
just...
so this Target is just open still?
No, it's closed.
Oh, what?
I was saying that one day I worked during the day, and then there was customers to deal with.
Oh, yeah, I know. That's what I meant. Like the Target isn't.
Oh, it's still open for business.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I'm not the only one
I
in
didn't-
danger, frankly.
Hey, nobody go to the Target on.
I won't dox them.
Yeah, no, of course
They're
not.
good.
So, I had a segment. I had a new segment that I wanted to test out a little bit.
Great. This guy.
You know when you're on YouTube and it's just 3 a.m.
Yeah.
and you find yourself in a place and you're not totally sure how you got there, but you look at your history and you've just watched every live PD video that A&E has released on there.
Live PD.
So A&E has rebranded Cops,
Okay.
the classic.
The
seminal series.
Of course. Reno 911. It was a really good. It was a hit.
Did you ever watch Cops, the show Cops, where camera crews will follow?
Maybe once or twice.
real
I
police
got the gist and didn't care. Whereas I
never got
watched
super
all
into
of
it.
Reno 911.
The live PD clips that they have on YouTube. So they have like highlights of like different cities.
Okay.
And the Phoenix metro area is one of those highlights.
Oh no. Okay. What are we famous for?
Drug overdoses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Drug
Not
crack.
Not really a crime,
meth,
is it, to overdose?
Well, no, not at that point. If they find you just a second before, then you're fucked. But if you overdose, then they just take you to the hospital and you don't get charged.
That's the way to go.
That's
You do
great.
you end up paying hospital fees and things that are, I mean, probably equal to whatever
wonderful
ticket would be.
incentives. American legal system. Thank you. That's just a treat.
That's for the boys in blue out there.
Oh no. Oh no.
So yeah, what kind of stuff goes down on there?
So
And it's on YouTube?
yeah, on YouTube
Okay.
you can watch so many, and I did.
Oh, buddy.
Okay, there was one lady. She was driving an RV, a big ass RV, from like Nevada to Utah or something like that, and she was on one of the interstates, and she gets pulled over, and she like seems to be she's like a little bit like weird, but she's like relatively calm, and the officer's talking to her, just like, and I don't remember exactly why she got pulled over, but he's like, so everything all right? Just you traveling? And she's like, yeah, I'm just like she had like a flaky story, like where she was and why she was there. She was just she was driving like cross country for one day, which is like very suspect. And
what a decision.
Yeah.
New York to LA, gotta get there.
And the cop's talking to her, and he's like, hey, so no drugs, no illicit substances in the car. And she's in Utah at this point. She's like, yeah, no, nothing at all. And he before, like normally they'll like ask to check because they can't check your car without probable cause unless you allow them to. So they'll like be sneaky about it, and they'll be like, so we could check around, right? There's nothing here. So, but he didn't even get to do that. She was like, you can look. There's nothing. Go ahead. There's nothing at all. He's like, okay, yeah, we might get the dog out here. Just do a quick run around. And she like gets like a little quiet, and then they get the dog, and sure enough, he's like signaling at one of the doors. So he has her open like the storage compartment under the RV, and it's just like like the big like lighting cases on like movie sets. It's like a bunch of those. It's like filled with that, and like duffel bags and suitcases
under the
in the like storage compartment of the RV.
Oh, okay.
And they take it out, and it's just bags of weed. It's just full. Every single one of these is full of weed. She had like 66 pounds.
Jesus Christ.
And and this bitch is just, yeah, no, nothing. Go ahead. No, you go ahead. No, go. Please.
So all she had to do was just say
not say
no.
anything. They probably would have got the dog who would have smelled it. But if you don't,
can you get the dog for? Yeah, you can. They do it at the border.
Yeah, they can. Yeah. But my God, it was just so stupid. It was just like you probably would have gotten caught, but you just accelerated that process. So
God damn it.
So immediately.
Fucking idiots.
And there was
know your rights, everybody.
There's another one. It might have been in Arizona.
Okay.
It was this cop. He's like, yeah. So he sees like two girls and with a shopping cart. He's like, yeah, there's been some like shopping cart thefts and stuff in the area. So we're just gonna check it out real quick. And he goes,
shopping cart theft.
And he goes up to him, and they're talking for a little bit, and they're twins.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure they're homeless.
Okay.
But one of them,
wow, homeless twins. That's kind of weird.
One
right?
of them, they're so you know how like if you're gonna be on the show, you have to like sign a waiver.
To show your face.
Yeah, and only one of them had their face blurred.
And they're twins. That's so fucking funny.
I'm like, what's that kind of defeat?
It's like that bit in Arrested Development where they just like he looks something like that, and they just Photoshop his face over.
Oh God, it was so funny. I the only thing that could have made it better is if it like glitched and like switched to the other one, like halfway through.
Wait, oh shit!
Oh no, it's not. Damn it! Did they switch spots?
Apologies.
Why are they wearing the same thing? But then they got like busted for meth or something, and he was just getting them for shopping cart violation, and they had meth.
Oh
yeah. There are some.
Dummies.
It's like this. Like one guy like just had a blinker out, and he had like 5 people, and there was like cocaine and stuff in the car, and it's just for like little bullshit like that.
Yeah.
You're just being stupid.
Yeah, you gotta know. No, dude, my car is all fucked up in the back because of that accident. So I get followed by cops all the time because they want to, they're like, well, maybe there was a hit and run because I backed into somebody so fucking hard my bumper fell off and then sped away. You know what I mean? But they don't know. I guess they assume that I'm reckless or something because I have an accident. So they always follow me for like too long. And then finally they'll speed away. Like you can always tell when they're just like, there's nothing.
Yeah.
Like they got the search results and they're just like, they just speed around you and they're just like, I don't need you anymore, bitch. It always makes me feel so gross.
I'm so terrified.
Of cops, yeah.
I like even if I
and we're pretty white.
Yeah, like not for that reason. Like I know that that's not.
You're just
what
afraid
I worry
of
about. I just every time.
Yeah.
I see when I'm like, oh, did I forget? Did I put a gun in my car?
Doesn't that suck? Because
there a gun?
Ultimately, what they're there for is to make you feel safer.
Yeah.
And so it kind of sucks that when you see them every day, you're just like, fuck.
Phoenix is one
nothing
of the
about
worst
them is just
too.
like, oh, cool. Like it's always just like, no.
Every time you hear like the stories of like shitty.
Oh, they're
cops,
corrupt. As fuck.
I know. I don't want to like there are
Like
there
Arpaio?
are good police officers. There are like good people who just.
Well, of
wanna-
course. Even in
But
the
then-
worst companies, there's good people.
But when you like boil it down, it's like
not
a
bad apples.
government organized and funded gang. It's a legal
sure.
organized.
Yeah. When they're taking
gang.
bribes and doing shield stuff.
And that's like it's just set up to be that. That's not how it like gets used. I'm not saying like every police station is corrupt, but it's just it's.
Well, they can be.
I know
That's
it's
what
set
I was
up
saying.
so
is
it
they're
can
given so
be
much
that way.
authority because their job is so important in
Yeah.
theory that they can so easily take advantage of it. There's nothing really stopping them except internal affairs, right? So that's why that internal affairs
But
is
that's
such an
still
important
part of
department.
police, but it's still the police department.
Exactly.
They're
No, they can be corrupt,
investigating
too.
themselves.
Yeah. No,
so
absolutely.
It's not.
That's why they're usually like in movies and stuff. They always hate each other, right? Because they're always trying to catch each other doing stuff. But in real life, they're just other guys that are probably just like, "Can you not?"
You're just doing your job,
can you
man.
put that away?
Yeah. Hey,
The boss will make me write it. You know
Ted,
how it is, dude. You know how
come
it
on.
is.
You know how much paperwork that is for me, Ted.
It's just
Just
Yeah,
not
I know,
today.
just-
I mean, beginning of next week, it's easy. Just please, Ted. Ted, put it down.
okay. There you go. Now I gotta go get the acid
All
from the
right.
back of my car.
He has like a fly swatter. Ted. A little spray gun. Ted's a cat.
Oh, Ted. Damn it, Ted.
So on that light, airy note,
We made it. We made it there. Fuck the boat. Oh. Does that mean we have problems with authority? No.
no.
We just have problems with corruption.
I don't know. I don't like
Injustice. Do you like that? I don't like when I do that bit in real life, so I don't know how that's going to be on record.
on record.
When I'm live.
I went to.
By the way, guys, we got tour dates coming up.
It's storming right now.
Apparently, yeah, I heard about that.
Love.
We're
that.
missing it.
Love the monsoon season.
Yeah,
Here
it
in
gets
AZ.
nice and muggy.
You know, everybody says Arizona's nice because it's a dry heat. At least it's hot and it'll fuck you, but you can be prepared. And the heat is dry, and now you're nice and
It's a dry
hot
heave.
and wet. Welcome back to dry heave. It's just 1 hour.
Well, that'd be funny, but if it was just us talking about Arizona living, just like all Arizona comedy.
That's funny. That's my favorite Arizona.
Yo, you guys been down to the Mormon temple recently? Fucking huge. Am I right?
The Grand Canyon is something. Tell you what.
Let me tell you my 3 favorite things about Sedona. Everyone else in the world is just like, what?
Listen to this. Is this?
That's like Arizona's one of those states that I just always try and forget exists. That must be nice.
I feel like
There's
I
certain-
feel like Arizona has some.
What?
Arizona has the Grand Canyon at the very least to
What
be
do
like.
you? I'm not doing a bit. I'm sorry. I'm really asking. What do you mean?
Like there are like shit. Like what are states you forget are even a state?
Oh, a bunch. I
know.
Like the Dakotas. I don't know.
No, like I know those. I feel like.
What do you
there's
mean? Oh,
even-
Delaware?
See, I had to think for a second. I had to be
Right?
like, are we
that's
sure
the one
that's
I
a
forget
state?
the most is Delaware. It sounds like a city.
It's not a city?
No, it's a
not
state.
a big it's not a bustling city.
It's a whole state, dude.
What the fuck?
Right? No, I really feel that way. And there's some cities that sometimes in my head I think of as a state. Chicago, for example. I don't think about Illinois. I never in my mind am I like,
True,
what's going on
yeah.
in Illinois? I think of Chicago as the whole area.
Yeah.
Same with like Seattle. Seattle is Washington to me. I don't give a
Boston.
shit about that. Boston is Massachusetts. Never in my head do I think of them as
Yeah.
Massachusetts.
No, I can see that.
Pennsylvania is Philly
But so there
or
are
Pittsburgh.
Mhm.
A lot of P's in that area.
Anyways,
What
fuck
about Maine?
Arizona.
You ever think about Maine?
Maine?
Yeah,
What happens in Maine?
lobster. That's it. That's literally all I have ever heard about them.
They've infested the land.
I'm pretty sure they're just Canadians that we just took.
we took.
You know what I mean? There's certain areas. The part of the Midwest is just like you're really Canadian, right?
We say take, but we just sort of told them to come with us, and they didn't put up much of a fight.
Fair enough. Wyoming? I never think about Wyoming. And if you're listening right now and you're from these states, I'm sure that kind of stings, right?
No, because if somebody talks shit, I guess some people.
That's what
care.
I was going to say. Is I don't give a shit. Like that's not totally true. I do feel some sort of unavoidable connection to the state because I was born and raised here. So when I hear about us in the news, my ears prick up. You know what I mean? I'm just like, oh, what happened here?
Yeah.
And it's usually terrible, and I'm like, oh,
it's
fuck,
never
again.
good.
Or it's just sports. It'll be like the Suns, and I'm like,
concentration
that's
camps?
us. Shit. The Suns have a concentration camp.
The Phoenix
and
Suns.
no wins.
More importantly, we're 0-4.
Like, I have a good example. In is it Family Guy? American Dad. Mm-hmm. He at one point says, I was about to do my Roger impression. I don't think I'm ready for that.
I think I'm ready for it. And that's all that matters, really.
It's actually been long enough that I'm not confident this is what he sounds like. He goes, does he sound like, I have a condo down in Scottsdale?
That was pretty good.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But he goes, it's Scottsdale. No, in Mesa. But no one knows where Mesa is, so I just say Phoenix. And that's so funny to me.
Because that's exactly what
That's
I
what
do.
it's like. Yeah, you're like, no one knows what the fuck Mesa is or Tempe
Phoenix
or
or
any of
Phoenix.
those. They just know Phoenix.
Uh-huh.
So like, but when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, oh, that's us. I live there. You know what I mean? Or I used to live there.
King of the Hill has, like all those shows have like a good Arizona joke. King of the Hill has a joke. Phoenix is they get there and it's like, it's 109 degrees. Like, this city is a monument to man's stupidity.
Yeah, I've seen that. That is funny. Or when Arrested Development, when he gets off the plane in Phoenix and he goes to touch the car handle and he just sizzles. He's like, oh, Lord. And like, that's true. I've burned my hand on the handle so many fucking times.
Yeah.
And I think that places like the Midwest just can't relate. Right now they're going through a bit of a heat wave, I know.
Yeah.
But most of the time they wouldn't be able. Even then, I don't know if it doesn't get quite as.
I guess
like
they're
the
more
things
humid,
the things outside get so hot.
it doesn't
It's
even
not
make
muggy
sense.
where everything feels gross, which is terrible. And I do not envy like Florida, like Jesus, Texas, a lot of muggy ass places in the world. Louisiana, that's just a swamp. Ugh, I can't imagine, dude. But the dry heat makes everything feel like it's straight out of the oven on your goddamn hands.
Yeah.
You're just constantly
You are literally,
juggling a
you
hot
step
potato.
out of your house into an oven.
Yeah. Even at night. Dude, even at night.
Oh, God.
The
I'm
sun
gonna
makes
go to
it
my
worse.
car and it will have rained and it's still just gonna be hot and wet.
Yeah. Well, your car's
monsoons.
inside, actually. You use my garage.
Oh, you know what? Everything is fine. I love Arizona.
I fucking love this place. Yeah, no, other places don't have to worry about like AC, right? Like, and so that's why they're so fucked right now.
Yeah.
But for the
Paris
rest of my
and
life,
shit?
wherever I live, because I do plan on leaving this place, wherever I live, I'm getting fucking air conditioning.
Yeah.
Because I know what it's like to be inside a house when it's too hot. And if there's any chance it's getting too hot, I'm fucking turning the AC on. Heat, I don't mind so much. Like, or cold, I don't mind. I
Yeah,
throw
you
on
can layer
layers.
up. I love
layering.
the cold.
Dude, I'll put on 6 pairs of socks and 6 pairs of underwear. I don't give a shit. It still feels great. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. It's kind of energizing.
You can't take your skin off.
Yeah, dude. When it's hot, you just melt. You melt, and to me personally, I lose all motivation to do anything.
You just don't go outside in the summer.
When I don't want to go leave to my car. Like when I get to my car and I'm like having to go get like fast food, I'm like, I'm gonna have to roll down my window. If I have to get out to do something,
God forbid you rest your arm on the
You go to
roll
the
down
mall,
window.
You go to the mall. By the time you get back to your car, it is a nightmare. You know what I mean? And now you have to drive home because someone's gonna want that spot. So I gotta back out real fucking fast, and my arms are. I actually talked about this before on the podcast. That's so funny. But that's a real everyday issue in Arizona, in the summer at least. In the wintertime, come on down.
Yeah,
Shit's great, dude.
I mean, there's
fucking
a
70.
whole, people do that.
Yeah,
That
with
we call 'em
snowbirds.
Snowbird.
Snowbirds because They don't live long.
And they have white hair.
Bird hair is so it gets everywhere.
I'll go back to bird hair.
I
like bird hair.
We should do a podcast when we turn like 80. Dude, just call it Snowbirds.
Snowbirds.
But we don't come back. We go anywhere else.
Uh-huh.
We
we
would
go
have been
to
called
Alaska.
Snowbirds at this age, but fuck that place. Fuck Phoenix.
Why do we turn into Jewish men?
This is the only old man voice I know. What do they sound like when they're just regular American?
I don't know what a regular old sounds like.
I genuinely hold on. I'm trying to think of what just a straight up old guy sounds.
I feel like I go to like Southern.
Really?
It's just deep voice in Southern.
Like what?
And you're sort of grumbly and
Oh. See, you know what's interesting? Certain accents evoke certain ages to me. And a Southern accent, to me, almost always evokes about a mid-40s man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, I kind of see that.
Because even if it's a like a 20-year-old with a Southern accent, sometimes they still evoke that feeling to me, where it's just like a mature asshole.
Uh-huh.
That's usually the vibe I get. Whereas a Southern woman has got a very, in my head, usually very youthful. Formal?
I don't know.
I was going to say a youthful, kind of innocent sounding thing. You know what I mean? Because to me, most Southern characters are always depicted as dumb. You know what I mean? Even going to SpongeBob when they say, I'm stupid, or I thought you were Texas or whatever. What's the difference? That message sunk in, and I always thought, well, Southern accents are dumb people accents. Even though I think we have a version of a Southern accent here.
I do. I have some.
There's a few
weird
words that
accent.
I say.
What do you call somebody who practices law? What does Tim's dad do?
What do you mean? A lawyer?
See, that's not how I say.
You say
it.
lawyer? Lawyer.
That's spell it.
Ooh. LAWYER.
Uh-huh.
Lawyer. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
Lawyer.
And I get looks every time. Somebody will always say, "Hey, say that
Goddamn
word again."
lawyer.
Say that again.
I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for that goddamn lawyer. Him and his fancy business school aesthetics. Coming in here.
Aesthetics. This man knows the word
I
aesthetics.
swore on the Bible, and that man proved me a liar. Now, what am I supposed to tell Jesus when I get up there?
What am I supposed to tell sweet baby Jesus?
Yeah, I think of like Talladega Nights for like classic Southern, and I don't know why it sucks because that's not who they are. You know what I mean? There's so many different kinds of people with accents.
Yeah, no, it's not correct.
Or just like how Asians are depicted as very smart. So certain Asian accents to me have a layer of intelligence to them.
Yeah.
That isn't earned. It's just that they're Asian, right? That doesn't mean they're smart.
Yeah.
They can be dumb as shit. But we have these stereotypes that like the accent must like Russian accents. I think of them as very stern and like.
And you can kill me with your hands.
Yeah, very strong and imposing. But they can be soft as shit. Do you see Stranger Things?
I did. I finished it.
Yeah. See, you
Did
can
you
be a
finish
sweet
it?
little boy. Yeah.
I feel like we can. It'll by the
We
time
can talk
this goes
about
out,
it.
it'll been long enough.
I don't know if there's that much to say.
He's
Personally,
not dead. He's not dead.
Really?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Hopper, yeah.
Oh! I thought you meant the kid.
Oh,
What is his name? Dimitri or something? Is his name Dimitri?
No,
What is his name? Are you giving me a hint?
I'm trying to remember, but I think it's Alexi.
Alexi. That's right. Alexi. And that got spoiled for me because of memes.
Oh, I didn't. That didn't get spoiled.
And it was a great death scene, I thought.
I knew that Hopper got spoiled for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. That was great because I didn't see that coming. I agree that he's not. I kind of wish he was.
Yeah,
because it was such a good finale.
They gave
for
him because I know that would have been so good. They give him like
his
a really
redemption
full
arc was
send-off.
just good enough. I mean, it would have been nice to see him have a chance, but that's usually the bittersweet part. Is that usually it's just as they're getting better, they have to go.
But
That's
like
the best death.
right before that, they gave like Billy that like huge, like big epic like final battle death scene,
Dude,
and then right after that, Hopper they sort of like just mentioned that he
They
dies.
intercut it.
They cut away.
I didn't like that they cut both deaths together because it took away from both.
Yeah.
And I liked Billy's death a lot. I
Mm-hmm.
like Billy a lot.
But I think they knew they couldn't play that and then play what they had for Hopper because it would be so obvious.
Or
that
vice
he's not
versa,
dead.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, they had to do what they had to do. But it does feel like it pulls the punch a little bit because you're just like, I'm trying to feel bad for him.
We know he's
what
not.
they're trying to do is make you feel so much emotion at once where you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but instead what happens is it kind of sucks the life out of both.
I'm just because I was just immediately thinking how they're gonna bring him back in 4.
Yeah, and God, I'm not happy about it
Yeah.
because it was a good death.
It could have been. I didn't think it was.
I thought it was. Oh, okay. Because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just meant like the actual arc of his character was a good payoff.
Yeah.
Like
that
because he's
part.
not a good guy. You know what I mean? Like he's got some problems. Like his issue with 11 in the beginning of the season
Yeah.
is.
I almost didn't
they
recognize
play
him
it
as a
off.
character.
They play it off as charming that he's so like aggressive
Yeah.
dad, but it's really scary. You know what I mean? Because that's an alcoholic father is not a good image. You know what I mean? And that's all he is. In fact, I know some dads like that, and it's not cute when it's in real life. You know what I mean?
Shout out to
Yo, my day ones. We got Bobby. You know who you are. I'm gonna use first names. No.
I'm only using last names.
So yeah, it was just kind of I agree that they kind of changed his character between 2 and 3, where it was like, what if we make him a real piece of shit?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, but it does give him at least that chance to redeem himself by the end, and I think they did a good job. The only other character that the character that I have a problem with is Mike.
Really?
Mike is the main kid, I would argue, Eleven's boyfriend, and he's a little twerp.
Little twerp? That's why you don't like him?
Oh my God, he's really full of himself. I can't stand.
Yeah,
his,
sure.
His ego.
By
is
the
out
end of the
control.
season was better.
Sure.
He saved the world 2 times now.
That doesn't mean he has a. Oh, you want to talk about the boys? Because that doesn't give you a right to be a piece of shit.
Wait, about what?
The boys.
What's that? The show?
Yeah,
Did you watch it?
I watched parts, most of 1 and a little bit of 2.
Oh, okay.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I finished it.
Okay. I like it a lot,
Yeah.
but it's
Dude, it gets fucked up. It gets
fucked up in the
way
first
darker.
episode.
Yeah, that is, but it
the
gets way
sexual
worse.
pressure thing that
Dude,
happens
that
is
was
a rough
Yeah.
thing to watch. And to me, it's a very thinly veiled criticism of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Right. Because even that thing that happens is like Louis, right?
Yeah.
It's
Oh god, it was his pants were off so fast.
yeah, yeah. It went full nude so fast. I was just like, oh, what's gonna happen? Oh no. I thought it was gonna be that she turned around and he was gonna be all like posed, all
Yeah.
sexy. I did not expect that. Oh, or even the death of Robin in the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd seen that in the ads, and I didn't. I still didn't remember that was going to happen. So then I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like, and you know what the best part is? The best movies are the movies where you can go, "What would I do that in that situation?"
Yeah.
And you completely agree with how he feels.
I would have done nothing differently.
Yeah, like he's just like so. Yeah, I don't know. They played it off
I think
so
I like
genuinely
it.
and so good. And the best part is that now I'm like, I like the idea of like, what if that happened? Like, what would I do? I want to think about it. It's interesting. Like Ex Machina, I think is a good example because you're like, what would I do if I was faced with this AI and given all the things that happens to him that you don't know because it's not, that movie has a specific perspective. You know what I mean?
God, it's
just
a perfect
his.
film.
And well, I like it a lot.
Ooh, it's a perfect film.
Probably is. Technically speaking, I think it is. It's not my favorite by any means,
Okay.
but yeah, you're right. It's probably a very well executed. What else would you say is like a perfect film? Not one that you like, because frankly, I don't know if you've ever given me a straight answer about what your favorite movie is.
Moonlight.
Don't lie to me. We're fucking around here.
My mom will do this thing like she'll try to be like she wants to be friends, but also mom. So she'll be like, you could tell me
Sure.
anything.
Okay.
And she'll like ask me a question that she doesn't want to know
And
the
you'll give a
answer
straight
to.
answer.
And then I'll tell her the truth, and she'll be like, no, tell me the truth. And I'm like, that was okay. And then I say the opposite, and she'll be like, no, okay, fine, tell me the truth. And I'm like, which one do you want? You don't want either of those answers.
Sure. Well, she's your mom.
Um,
Okay, Moonlight.
yeah.
Spotlight.
I
Good
think
movie.
there are
Really
some,
good movie. I'm surprised that's your favorite
some
movie.
stories. The way that story is told, I don't think there's any other medium that you could tell it in to have as much of an impact as it did.
Okay. Oh,
on
that's a good
film.
reason.
And that aside, the film itself. I mean, what? Name one. It's fucking perfect. It's goddamn how everything, the setup, the writing, the characters. You just instantly care
Very
about
well done.
everybody, and the motifs and of repetition across the 3 stages. And that last scene when he's. Fuck, dude! I have chills thinking about it.
Yeah?
It
Yeah.
fucking kills
If
me.
you get that feeling from a movie, you know it's good. Have you watched it many times? How many times have you seen
I've
it?
seen it so many times. I bought it on Blu-ray
Really?
the day it came out.
See, that's one of those movies. There's certain movies that are very well done. Like that's in my list of probably. I should make a list of these. Like a top 10 movies that are just for execution, purely like genuinely
okay,
good
yeah,
movies.
yeah.
That's up there
That's
for
fun.
sure. It's
like
an
that.
amazing movie, but I would never watch it for fun. I've watched it once and experienced it. I'll maybe watch it once again in my life because it's very deep and dark and it hits me in places that I don't want to feel.
It hurts, dude. Like it's
Sure.
heartbreaking.
No, I know it is,
But
and it was good.
I know that. I feel like the payoff for every character is wonderful, and holy shit.
Yeah.
Holy
well,
shit.
no, I get it. I get what you like.
I want to watch it right now. I want to watch it tonight.
That's good. That means it's genuinely a favorite movie. If that's how it makes you feel.
but
And
like
I'm glad.
that, like Call Me by Your Name is another example.
Really, another example of a true piece of art that I would never want to consume again.
Like I've seen
Maybe
that
once.
a bunch of times. It
Really?
hurts so good. I don't know, man.
That's funny. See, like I go when I think you and I do the same thing where we end up coming back to a lot of the same things over and over again. We have favorites. But what we like and what our favorites are is so different.
Yeah.
Like I would never be like, I just want to watch. I just want to kind of like not focus on a movie and just put one on. I would never reach.
It's not that I don't focus on it. I watch it
but
watch it all
Do you have
again.
movies that you put on because they're just so like I can just watch this?
I have shows
like
that
casual.
I would do that. I don't have a movie that I would
Oh,
do that
really?
with, I don't
Okay.
think. Maybe Marvel, maybe some Marvel movies.
I tried doing that with Marvel.
Because I feel like those are great.
First acts can be kind of rough.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not gonna lie.
but how many times I've seen all of them and knowing everything I know about all of them, it's easy to have that
like
on in the background.
when I
and just tune in and out.
rewatch the first act of like like Captain America 1 or Iron Man 2 or any of those, I'm just like, oh boy. Didn't this get really good at some point? Or Thor.
It started getting good at
what
Iron
a
Man 3.
Trudge, dude. After Iron Man 3?
At Iron Man.
I fucking hate Iron Man 3.
I
man.
know. I'm the only one that likes it.
No, someone else likes it.
No, it's just me.
Really?
Yeah. You
Oh.
and Christopher. I think.
It's
were the only
so
two.
weird. It just feels so out of place. But it's totally fine that you like it. I don't mind. It's just, wow. I can't picture that being my favorite in any scenario.
It's not my favorite. I was joking
What is
because I
your-
know you hate it. My favorite Iron
Marvel.
Man? Marvel is Infinity War.
Okay. Infinity War gets a lot of love. A lot of people consider that their favorite. Why do you like that better than Endgame? Because Endgame is better, in my opinion.
I think just by the things that, by nature, what Endgame had to do, it couldn't be as high intensity and like full blown action and payoff as Infinity War was. But because Infinity War was that, it had to have some like cleanup, and that was like the first act, basically.
Yeah, okay.
So it had. So I don't dislike those parts, but like Infinity War starts, and it's like you're hot the whole time, and Thanos is a different character than he is in Endgame. I kind of like his character in Endgame, but I like him so much more as like the ego terrorist that he is in Infinity War.
He is a much better character in Infinity War.
In
That's no
in
question.
Endgame, it feels like he's just the bad guy to be the bad guy. He's just the
Yeah.
cardboard cutout. That
Yep.
so
Yep.
here
He's-
beat this guy
He's
to win.
relegated to the level of all the other Marvel villains,
Mhm.
pretty much, except like Killmonger and a few others.
Yeah.
But it's just like he's evil because he's evil.
Yeah.
Which I guess that they're trying to say is that in between his past self and the one we know from Infinity War, he's matured in his
I guess
in his
that's not. I never.
goals.
All the times I've seen it, that's never.
I don't get that
the
vibe
I
at all. But that's what people are. That's the idea.
Yeah.
It's like
Okay.
you went back to a time when he was more of a tyrant,
I can
and it's
take
like
it.
I didn't want to ever think of him as being a different tyrant. Like I liked what he was. You know what I mean? Logical. Because when you see the flashback of him with Gamora in Infinity War, he's not crazy. He's not evil, and that's way before that. You know what I mean? So what they're saying is he started out pretty normal, went fucking nuts, and then came right on back down to normal, which is bizarre.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see those arguments for that. Endgame just had
Endgame
so
is
many
second.
payoffs.
It is
dude.
second.
So
I know.
many payoffs.
And for that reason, it's second. Everything.
Captain America's storyline ends in a way that I love.
And that scene, I've said it. I don't know how many times I've seen it in theaters, but that end fight scene is worth the price of admission.
The full fight.
It
Oh,
just,
of course.
It just fucks.
Oh my god, dude! The marketing for it now that it's on DVD is so shitty because they keep showing it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, let people experience that. But what? Most people have
Everybody's
seen it. But yeah, when he gets
Everybody
the hammer,
except Kevin Kelbel.
oh, is he still
He
waiting?
still hasn't even fucking
Oh,
seen Infinity
Jesus.
War.
Oh, then he doesn't care.
No, but they used this. I don't know.
I know that they use. I feel like he's just like, if you haven't seen it by now, like a year later, I think you're good. But yeah, when fucking Captain America gets the hammer, oh my
Dude,
god,
I
I've never
lost
been.
my shit.
I felt like I was 10 years old. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And then most people went crazy for the assemble. You know what I mean?
No.
That's like so like it feels so forced that I was like, okay.
It was, yeah, it was like,
why not?
Okay, it was good. But that hammer, dude.
Yeah.
That was the highlight.
That movie they did such a good job surprising me. Fat Thor was a surprise.
I love that they kept
the
that.
the jumping ahead 5 years or whatever. That's a huge surprise.
Yeah.
Then their marketing played that against us really, really well. A lot of stuff
but
made that just a magical
Yeah,
experience.
good. I love
Probably the
everything
best
they did.
movie experience I've ever had. Just like
Sure.
the hype.
Okay. I can see that.
And I didn't even go to that good of a screening. I've been to more crazy.
I went to a nice one. We went to we got pre-ordered our
Well,
tickets
like,
the day
no,
it came out.
not the like were people into it, like were the fans really crazy.
Oh no, it wasn't one of those.
I love those. Dude,
I don't.
really,
It's
dude.
not
When
my
everyone like cheers, like it just feels like you're part of something. You know what I mean?
I'll watch the like YouTube videos
The reactions.
afterward,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
not in my theater, not in my America.
Not my fucking theater. Yeah. You know what killed it was what did I see? It was kind of a hype movie. I don't remember what it was, but I think it was Endgame. When we all sat down, the theater got a little darker because they were about to do trailers. This is premiere night, right? Some guy is like coming up the stairs and he's like talking to the person he's with, and he's like, "Oh my god!" They're just like whispering to each other, and this guy comes out the back and is just like, "If you don't shut the fuck up right now, I swear to God, I'm gonna lose my shit." And we were just like, that set the tone for the rest of the evening, because now it was just like, are we not allowed to be into this?
You can't. Hey, nobody.
Because we didn't know if he's upset about sound in general or if he's like so into it that he's like, don't be talking about
Sound in general.
nonsense because the movie's starting. And then the movie didn't start. Then like a trailer for like some fucking like teen movie comes on and it's just
Coco
like
2.
it's just like, can we talk about this? I don't want to talk right now.
Coco
Like
2.
my mom
the
always leans
Purgatory.
over. My mom loves to talk to me during the movie or the trailers about, oh, that's the guy from whatever. So like even she like during that was just kind of like really quiet that time. She was just like, I think that's the guy. That's the guy from the Matrix. That's you know the guy that's like Mr. Anderson. I'm pretty sure that's him in this movie. He's also in Lord of the Rings. Do you remember that he's in Lord of the Rings?
Hey, shut the fuck up.
Like I don't know, like it ruined that experience in my opinion. I feel like for the rest of the movie, everyone was just like, "Oh, I don't want I don't want to be the one to say anything. And that sucks.
Sucks. Yeah, that does
Because I just
suck.
want to, I want everyone to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
The worst one I've ever been to, just because the movie sucked, was it was a midnight premiere. It was late. I think, I'd just come straight from school to the movie theater. And I'm just exhausted, and I'm like really hyped because this movie's brand new. I'm excited to see it. Everyone's talking about it. So we're all sitting there. And the movie ends, and it was pretty dead. Like, there wasn't a lot of claps, wasn't a lot of excitement whatsoever. Just kind of a silent theater. And everyone gets up very quietly and just walks out. And the lights came on. That's the weirdest thing. The lights came on while the credits were still going. That doesn't usually ever happen. And this guy leans over, this very obese nerd leans over to me and goes, and I'm a child. I'm like, I don't know, like a middle schooler. And he's like, that was the worst fucking movie I've ever seen in my fucking life. Am I right, kid?
Am I right, kid?
And I was just like, yeah, I thought it was going to be better. And he's like, waste of fucking $10 I can't get that back. You fucking kidding me, kid?
We're on the same page, right, kid?
It kept feeling like this is the part where we stop talking now. But then he'd look back over
One
and he'd
more
be
sentence. You fucking
fuck. Then he gets up and leaves. That movie was called The Last Airbender. And
That's what
it was directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
Jesus.
And
Fuck
boy,
that
did he just take a
fucking movie.
dump right on my childhood's chest.
I'm going to change the subject really quickly because I don't even think about it.
That's fine. Ong.
Do you ever go to like a drive-through and you have an order that's like not complicated, but they just mess it up in the most
Every fucking day of my life.
innovatively stupid way?
Yeah.
I went to it was like a Filiberto's or something like that.
Okay.
And
For those of you that are not local, that's a little Arizona shout out.
it's a good Rito place.
Yeah, they make sick fucking Ritos and Akos.
Ow. I wasn't ready for Akos. I think they should just be
Ia
Kos.
chips. With a little guacamole.
Guacamole is the same.
And Gallo. Everyone calls it pico. So oh my God, go up please next time you're there. Go.
Can I get some
Can I get a
Gallo?
side of Gallo? You know what I'm talking about?
They'll shoot you in the head.
Yeah, we'll get you some Gallo, motherfucker.
So I ordered a simple burrito. It was like a breakfast burrito, and I added stuff. I was like, and can I add bacon and jalapeno? And he's like, you like, he's like bacon and jalapeno. He's like, but it's whatever. He's like, in the burrito? I'm like, yes. He's like, okay. And I get the order, and I don't check it till I get home. And I get there, and I pull out.
Oh no.
So I take out a burrito, and I put it on the counter, and I take out the sauces, the little dipping sauces.
You're
and
probably
then I
real
take
excited too because it's Filiberto's.
And then I take out a bag inside of this, a little, like, it's not a Ziploc bag, it's just like a little
Like a
plastic
bag.
sack, that they
Yeah.
have that you put like
Sure.
shit in. And inside of that is just a hot jalapeno. It's a
Oh.
full jalapeno, and it's very hot. Like,
Oh.
not spicy.
cooked it?
Like it's temperature. Like it's like it was.
Like it's nuclear.
Like I couldn't touch it.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. And
And
that's what they thought
and
you
I'm
meant?
like, so there's no jalapeno in this burrito.
Is there bacon?
Assume right now there was bacon.
Okay. Well,
I don't know how do you confuse. Why would you ask if you were gonna put I want specifically
Is there
asked if I
some
wanted
weird
it
way that
in the burrito?
You said jalapeno, maybe like whole jalapeno.
Why would I say?
I don't know.
whole
Not whole, but maybe something
jalapeno?
that sounds like whole, like hot.
Can I get? You wanna? You
Because
wanna?
imagine it came hot. Okay, so maybe they were like, he wants a hot
wants a
whole jalapeno.
I don't know. Put it in a
He
bag.
either said hot or whole. We'll give them both.
All right, one hot jalapeno in a bag coming right up.
Where do we have the hot? Where do we put the? Where's those bags of jalapenos?
The hot
Oh
one.
fuck! They're in the microwave. Fuck! Take it out. Let's put it in the bag. Put it in another bag. Fuck.
So
I
I
will
will
tell you
come
about
back.
Mike real quick. My favorite drive-through failure of my life was when I was probably like 13 years old. Went to a Del Taco. Now I like Del Taco, and I'll stand by that. I actually like them better than Taco Bell, but they had probably the dumbest fast food worker working that night that has ever set foot in the
That's
building.
ever
And I've
been.
worked with them.
Oh.
I know what they're capable of. I know what I'm capable of. This fucking man. I go up and I order. It still upsets me to this day. This is the
You gotta
location.
take a deep
I
breath.
left my grandmother's house, went to Del Taco, and then went to my house.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a 25-minute drive back then. Ordered a cheeseburger. They actually have cheeseburgers there. They're really good. Ketchup only.
Cheeseburger with ketchup.
Because they usually have mustard and pickles and onions on it.
Fuck
and
all that.
Nowadays, I'll eat it. I'm okay. I'll eat things the way they come. I'm not too picky. Back then, though, don't give me none of those sour flavors. I can't handle that shit.
I don't want any other flavors.
I just want
in
sugar
here.
on my burger.
I want sugar and hot.
Not too hot. I can't handle too hot.
You put the fridge for just like 4 minutes.
I get home with those Michael Jackson ad libs. He never got to use those ones.
Oh.
So I open the bag, pull out a burger that feels very light.
Okay. No.
It's 2 buns with ketchup.
No. That's
And
it.
that's
It's
it.
2 buns with ketchup.
And I will say, not enough ketchup. They put just enough for the regular burger, which is always not enough. And then they just closed it and wrapped it up.
God, that's so
In what
funny.
world do I mean
I
a
see
ketchup sandwich when I order a cheeseburger?
No, here's what happened. Here's what happened in my mind. It's a Wes Anderson style slider shot. It's going across an assembly line. It's like the one guy's doing the bun. One guy puts the seeds on it. One guy puts the ketchup, and it slides to the next guy who does the burgers, and he's just asleep, and it just slides right past him.
Oh, they're gonna say
And
he's
it
dead.
Just goes he just has a gunshot in his head, and he's just leaned back over his chair.
He's asleep. That's a very beautiful Wes Anderson shot. I can totally picture it. Yeah. So my mom called them because we weren't gonna go back.
Yeah.
But that was like my dinner, and she was like, "What the hell?" She was just like, "Why would you ever think that? Why would you ever think someone's ordering that?"
Why would you not clarify?
I had never heard her complain like that before on the phone, and I was just like, "Oh man,
that's
this is a
good.
big deal." I just felt bad. I felt bad. I was like, "Oh, now what? I have nothing to eat. And I feel like a jackass."
Yeah, I if I'm in a restaurant and they mess up my food, it has to be you have to pretty royally fuck it up for me to send it back.
Yeah.
For me to do anything to ask for anything different or more,
I've
have
only
to
done it for dietary
shit
issues.
on my food.
Oh.
If I find a hair, I'm gonna take the hair out and eat it. I'm not.
Yeah.
If
that
I-
happens, dude. Honestly,
If you forgot an ingredient, I'm gonna eat it.
yeah, as long as it's not a game-changing ingredient, I would say. If I'm missing, if I got a
Fair enough.
burrito with no guac,
If say I got a hamburger, for example, no
with
patty,
no burger,
no bun.
That's a pretty important ingredient. No cheese either, by the way.
Yeah, it was a cheeseburger,
So,
and it wasn't a grilled cheese.
but I did say ketchup only. I didn't say ketchup and cheese only, sir. Ketchup and cheese and meat only,
Okay,
sir.
I didn't really.
Since that day, by the way, I have ordered that way. Whenever I get custom things like that, and I say, "Oh, can I get a burrito? But can you sub this for that?" Instead, I'm like, "Can I get a burrito with just the meat, cheese, the guac, and the rice and the beans?" You know what I mean? I'd list every
Just
ingredient so that I
everything?
know they don't fuck it up.
Yeah, you only put inside of it, and then
Wrap it tight enough that I can hold it, but not tight enough that it squishes the ingredients around. But I also don't want it to fall at the bottom. You know what I mean? And then we're gonna wrap it in paper. Please wrap it in paper. Please wrap it in paper.
if you could put little tortilla spacers in between each ingredient, so I don't have to, so they don't touch.
Okay, well, that's getting a little amazing. By the way, that sounds
little
really cool.
amazing.
To eat device idea, business idea. Here we go.
Okay.
It's like this plastic thing that you set a big oversized tortilla in, and you squish it, and it has these compartments, right? Like
Okay,
a lunchbox.
I see it.
And you fill each compartment with each ingredient, and then somehow clip like that part of the tortilla over, and then that part, and then that part, and then just wrap it all together.
It's a burrito roller.
Yeah.
That's good.
I don't know why that would be any better, but that sounds cool.
I think it'd almost be worse.
What matters these days is having Instagrammable food. So food that you could cut in a cross section and be like, whoa.
You could have like 6 cross sections, like 1 steak one rice one, and one.
Fuck, we got this.
This is it.
This is it. Fuck this podcast.
This is the last podcast that we're doing. We have a.
Don't steal this fucking idea. Copyright pending. Patton Oswalt's on the way.
Let's go do a clip.
Hey, I'm Patton.
I wanted to do.
That's my Patton Oswalt.
I don't know how we could do this, but I wanted to do a how it's made episode, just like a one-off episode of how it's made for like a uranium-235 reactor, where just over the course of the episode, the cameraman just slowly dies. Like it starts off like good and it's like great B-roll. It like just starts to get like shakier, and you hear like
you can hear the
breathing, and you hear he coughs and like blood like goes over all into the shot, and the last shot is just the camera's on the ground. You see his hand.
Like the whole time he was there, no one bothered to give him a mask. He just did. No one knew. Is he good?
Like,
He's
yeah,
cool?
go open that door. Go in there. Go film that.
Get this. This stuff's really cool. Get close up. This is really cool. I wouldn't eat any of the food here if I were you. You did already?
Oh.
Why didn't anyone say anything?
Quick, get some more shots while you're
Why
here.
Why did we have food out?
Who put the food next to the uranium?
In the guys.
God, when I said nuke the burrito.
What are we a Build-A-Bear workshop in here? We're taking this seriously,
This
you
is
guys.
fucking amateur hour.
Oh. Yeah, okay, erase the number off the board. This is now 0 days without incident. We were all the way up to 4, you guys.
Great going, Dad.
That's why you don't work with family. So,